Traders, FX Pip Collector here. Today is Wednesday, February 25th, and this is my morning market breakdown of the US dollar pairs, including gold, and we also look at a couple of the yen pairs. And we always start off with the US dollar index because that basically is the roadmap. It tells us exactly what to do on all the US dollar pairs themselves, except for maybe gold because gold does whatever gold wants to do. And like I've been saying for at least a week now, I think this either looks like an A, a B, and a C. If it is an ABC, then it's probably going to go up and grab all these highs and then potentially go down. If it's not an ABC, but it's actually a wave one, a wave two, and it's currently in a wave three, then it's not going to break structure to the downside, but instead it'll just keep on making higher highs, higher lows, eventually breaking the weekly time frame structure to the upside. I am actually leaning towards the idea that this is a 1, 2, 3 because of my weekly time frame analysis, but I'm keeping my options open just in case it really does turn out to be a wave C. So going all the way down to the 1 hour time frame, I'm definitely looking at anything I see to the downside as possibly a pullback within an uptrend. Price definitely did make 1, 2, 3 waves down, definitely did bounce from a fib level, is for sure looking very impulsive up. This actually may now already be, continuing the uptrend. We got a fairly impulsive move to the upside. We got a very corrective three-way pattern down to a Fibonacci level, and we got another impulsive move up. Hopefully now this is going to turn into a new impulsive move, potentially even like a wave three on the higher time frames. So if the dollar index is potentially starting a new impulsive move to the upside, then we would expect the same on the euro dollar. We'd expect it to the downside. So short euro dollar, pound dollar short, Aussie dollar short, dollar CAD long, dollar Swiss long, and gold does whatever gold wants to do for the most part. So moving on to the euro dollar. The euro dollar has definitely been very consolidated, and yesterday I was saying that it does look like it possibly could go up before it goes down. The thing is that it never engulfed to the upside. It never did break structure. It never did make a significant higher low. The trend is definitely still down. Based on the dollar index, I really wouldn't be surprised if this does just keep on going down and eventually goes down and breaks this low. If it does engulf to the upside, one of these daily candles, then I'll be more than happy to start looking for logs. But right now, I am definitely still only looking for shorts in a downtrend. So going down to the 1 hour time frame, I actually already was short this morning on the euro dollar, and I do so every single trade I take with the group at the exact time of entry. The reason why I went short is because we made 1, 2, 3 waves up to a Fibonacci level, and then the golf we moved to the downside. Now, I probably wouldn't really want to go short now. It's kind of chasing it down, but hopefully what happens is it now starts a brand new series of lower lows, lower highs. We got our Fibonacci retracement on the last push down by 61% fib bounce. Based on the dollar index, I do think there's a pretty good chance that this is going to continue the downtrend. If it does turn back up to the upside, then we'll just get out potentially with a break-even trade, worst case scenario. Moving on to the pound dollar. Pound dollar, same type of thing. I mean, the pound dollar has been very consolidated in this area right here. It looks like it potentially could end up starting a pretty decent move to the upside before it actually goes down. And this would be like your wave A, this would be like a wave B, and then this would go down for wave C. If it does engulf to the upside, then that's the analysis I'm going to go to. But it has not engulfed, it has not made a high and low. It really hasn't done anything at all to tell us that it's going up in any significant way. The trend is definitely still down, and based on the dollar index, I would not be surprised if it goes down and breaks this the weekly time frame structure, which is right here. So definitely still very bearish based on the higher time frames. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, we have our Fibonacci retracement on the whole last impulsive move down. Price keeps bouncing from this 38% fib right here. It is definitely trying to make an engulfing move. Hopefully what happens is it just keeps on going down. I think a lot of people are trying to buy the pound and the euro dollar, and because of that, it's probably actually going to trap everybody in a short. I think it potentially could even go down and take out the previous lows. But we'll just have to take it one step at a time for sure. So anyways, moving on to the Aussie dollar, back up to the daily time frame. Now, like I've been saying, the Aussie dollar is actually one of the only dollar pairs that is potentially still moving in a move to the upside. The trend is still up based on structure. The trend is technically still up based on market flow. But this little sideways overlapping pattern to the upside right here really makes me think that it's either going to go down and make a C, which would look like this, and then turn back up, or potentially it's going to go down and break this daily to weekly time frame structure also. Because I think the dollar index potentially could start a wave three to the upside, I am definitely still looking at all these dollar pairs as potentially making a much bigger move to the downside. So going down to the 1 hour time frame, I would have a hard time recommending shorts on this, even though I do think there's a good chance that it might go down. because the Aussie is definitely still the one of the strongest currencies right now. So what I have is my Fibonacci retracement from here to here. Now, if it just keeps on pushing beyond all these fib levels, then fine, it's short. But if it goes down to one of these fib levels, especially if it's like some sort of a three-wave corrective pattern, and then turns up aggressively, then I would definitely take it as another long because the weekly is up, the daily is up, the trend is definitely your friend. The only reason why I think that it potentially could go down and do this is because of my analysis on the US dollar index. I am very bullish the dollar index, which means it's hard not to be a little bit bearish the Aussie dollar. We'll have to see if the Aussie strength is going to hold because we have a strong Aussie versus a strong dollar. We don't really want to trade strong versus strong. We want to trade strong versus weak, which is why a different pair may actually be a better option to try to sort. Moving on to the US dollar CAD, US dollar CAD analysis is very similar to the dollar analysis. I think this first wave up is an A. I think this is a B. I think we either hit a C, which would probably go to the 100%, take out this high, and then turn back down. Or possibly it's a wave 3, like this is a 1, this is a 2, and we're currently in a wave 3. And this is just going to keep on making higher highs, higher lows, and eventually go up and take out this high. So either scenario, I am definitely still bullish unless the market tells me otherwise, and the market definitely hasn't told me otherwise yet. This is another trade that I'm currently already in. I got in this morning at the bottom right here. This is a trade that I shared with my group at the exact time of entry. And yeah, the reason why I got in is because we had a Fibonacci retracement from here to here. We made a move down to the 61%. We made a nice engulfing move to the upside. I probably wouldn't try to go long right now. If you really want to try to get long, you would probably have to go to a shorter time frame and try to get long on a smaller pullback. But hopefully, what happens now is it just makes a brand new impulsive move to the upside. Hopefully, the dollar index continues up, pushing the dollar CAD up also. Based on that daily time frame, I think there's a very good chance that all these are going to keep on going up. I might have a little bit of a bias because I'm long the dollar CAD and short the euro dollar, but the dollar index really does make me think that the dollar is going to continue to be bullish for quite some time. Moving on to the US dollar Swiss, which is basically the exact same thing as the dollar index and the dollar CAD. I think the first post up is either an A or a 1. This moved out is either a B or a 2, especially with this 1, 2, 3-way pattern. I think this is now either in a wave C, which would potentially look like this and then go down for a C, or we're in a wave 3, which would not break structure to the downside at a fib level like a wave C would, but instead it would just keep on making higher highs, higher lows, and just keep on going up. So whether we're in a wave C or whether we're in a wave 3, it doesn't really matter too much at this point because the strategy for wave 3 is looking for longs on shorter time frames. The strategy for wave C is looking for longs on just shorter time frames also. So taking it down to the 1 hour time frame, I think this produced a long today too. I didn't go long on this because I was already long on a couple of them, but we have a Fibonacci retracement from here to here. We got impulsive down, corrective up, impulsive down, 78% fib bounce, and golfing move to the upside. That's exactly what I would have been looking for my entries to go long. Hopefully now it's going to now make a brand new impulsive move to the upside, and it's going to start making higher highs and higher lows. Based on the dollar index, I think there's a very good chance that is what's going to happen. Now, moving on to gold. Gold doesn't really follow the dollar index quite as closely as the other dollar pairs does. I mean, it definitely does follow it somewhat, but gold kind of does whatever gold wants to do. Like I've been saying, now that we've closed above the 61, I would say that there's a very good likelihood it's going to at least go to the 78% fib, which is right around 5,342 area, something like that. Let me confirm. Yeah, someplace between 42 and 46, so 5,346 to 42 area would be my next big area of resistance. The thing with gold is that we definitely know there's no confirmation that this big wave 3 on the weekly, monthly time frame is over, which means that there's a chance this goes out, bounces from the 78, makes another higher low, makes another higher low, goes up and makes a brand new higher high. No confirmation that this wave 3 is over tells me there's always a chance that gold just keeps on trending. There's no reason to say that the gold trend is over yet. Moving down to the 1 hour time frame, I mean, I was actually thinking that now this was going to stretch out into a bigger crescent, like I was saying in yesterday's video. I was actually thinking that it potentially was going to end up being a pullback to this whole move up, and that this was like a wave A, and this was like a wave B, and maybe it was going to bounce into 78% and then go down, make a wave C, and then it would end up continuing the uptrend. Like maybe this is a wave 1, this is a wave 2, and then a wave 3. I still think that that is a very likely outcome. which is why I have my Fibonacci retracement on this move down right here, because if it goes up to like the 78% or even the 88% and then breaks structure to the downside, then it's probably going to go down and take out these lows, and then it's probably going to end up continuing the uptrend. That is definitely probably my main analysis. The only problem with that analysis is that it possibly is going to cause people to go short when the trend is up on every single time frame. When the trend is up on every single time frame, you go down to these sort of time frames and go short. Oftentimes, what happens is it just keeps on making higher highs and higher lows. So yes, I do think there's a good chance it's going to go down and make a wave C. The problem with that analysis is that it's fighting the weekly trend, the monthly trend, the daily trend, the 4-hour trend that is all up. When you have every single higher time frame in an uptrend and you come down here to the 1 hour and below and start thinking that it should be a time to go short, that's often a really good indication that you're going to end up losing money and that you should actually just keep on trading with the trend. So definitely be careful with gold. The trend really should be your friend on gold. Moving on to the US dollar yen, the yen pairs made a very strong push up last night in the very early hours of London or the late Asian session. Now, like I said, whether this move up right here is a pullback to this move down, we don't really know. But we are at the 78%. If it breaks structure to the downside on shorter time frames or it golfs to the downside on this time frame, I'll definitely stop looking for longs and I'll start looking for shorts for the move down. If it doesn't do either of those things, but instead just keeps on making moves to the upside, then why would we go short? Every single day since this blue candle down here, I've been saying do nothing but look for longs. So if you've been following along with my video, you've probably been having some really, really good trades. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, yesterday I said look for longs in an uptrend. Yesterday I had my Fibonacci retracement here, and I said look for a fib bounce, look for engulfing up, look for a long. If you had done so, then you definitely probably made a really good trade. It looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if it does respect this fib level, if it does go down and break, then I personally still wouldn't even go short, even if this happens. The real structure level for me is way down here right now. It would have to break this structure, and then it would have to make a pullback before I would be willing to go short, because we are definitely in a strong uptrend. There's a chance that this bounces, makes a higher low, goes up, bounces, makes a higher low, and then just keeps making higher highs, higher lows. We need to do whatever the market tells us to do, and the market is definitely telling us to continue to look for longs in an uptrend on all the yen pairs. The euro yen, same thing. I mean, this move up could be a pullback to this move down. It could bounce from a fib level. It could go down, but it also could just keep on going up. We've been looking for longs ever since it made an engulfing move to the upside way back here. And if you've been following along with my videos and listening, you probably had some really good trades. If you've been on the shorter time frames thinking it's a good time to go short at any point, you probably had some losing trades. Yesterday, I had my Fibonacci from here to here. I said if you get it engulfing up at a fib level, that would be a great trade. The only problem for me is that this engulfing up at a fib level happened at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, so I definitely didn't take that trade. But it's definitely still bullish. I would definitely still be doing nothing but looking for longs in an uptrend, unless we get a break to the downside at a Fibonacci level, which the next Fibonacci level is way up there above the 185 area, probably like 185.5. So moving on to the pound yen, going back up to the daily time frame. Now the pound yen took its time breaking up, but it finally did break up. Whether it's going to keep on going up and do that, I have no idea. Whether it's going to bounce from like the 61% or the 78% and go down, I do not know. But I do know that if it does this, I will recognize it early. I'll probably recognize it by there, and I'll start looking for shorts. If it does this, then I will continue to do nothing but look for longs, right? Allow the market to tell you when it's time to change directions. Definitely not a very big pullback. And like I said, all these entries happened last night and about 3 o'clock in the morning, my time. So definitely not a trade that I would have taken just because I was definitely sleeping at the time. But that was a beautiful, beautiful trade right there. 1, 2, 3 ways down. I bet if you had your Fibonacci retracement on there, it was like a 38% fib bounce. I would definitely still be doing nothing but looking for longs unless we get a nice Fibonacci bounce, which the next fib level is the 61.8, which is above the 112 area. Probably like 112.5 area is my next Fibonacci level, which would be my next area of resistance. But it really doesn't have to stop there. It could continue to make higher highs, higher lows if it wants to. So anyways, don't forget to check out my website, fxpipcollector.com, if you want to follow along with all my trades and be part of a great trading community on Discord. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching and happy trading to everyone.